to do a show clip in preparation for horse shows. Your body clips you only have to do, once, twice, maybe 3 times a year. But your show clips you usually do before each horse show or every couple weeks or so. And what that entails is a small pair of clippers. Your blades, you're going to want 15s or 30s. And then the places that you focus on with your show clip is the bridle path, the ears, the whiskers around their muzzle, along their chin, their eyes, and their legs, under their ankles and along their cornet band. And so that's the primary place we're going to focus on today. So you want to make sure you've got your clippers, they've been cleaned and oiled, and you've got your cooling spray, just like when you did your body clip, no different with that. And we start out, I usually do the ears near the end, but I make sure my clippers aren't going to be hot because the ears are really sensitive. This pony's pretty good about clipping, so I don't normally have to worry about using the humane twitch with the twine like I showed in the how to pull a mane video. So he'll stand pretty nice. Again, if your horses aren't used to the clippers, may not be safe to have them in the cross ties where they could pull back. It's better to start them off in a stall. If they're babies and it's their first clip job, I would recommend tranquilizing them so it's a pleasant experience, so that from then on out it shouldn't be a big deal. So I'm just going to go ahead and get started. I'm short. I tend to need a step stool no matter the size of the horse. And I'm going to start with the bridle path. And the bridle path is just that. It's just supposed to be wide enough for the bridle, maybe a little bit more, but not some big long section to shave down. Excuse me. Pardon me. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure you know that I've got the clippers. So I'm going to start them. For some reason my clippers are being a little loud, but they're okay and it's not going to bother him. And you can adjust your clipper blades. Sometimes there's a switch, they're adjustable, and when you have them pushed up, it makes it cut really close to the skin, and when you pull it back a little bit, it cuts further away. So I don't need it super close for the bridle path. So I pull back my halter, I'm leaving him in the cross ties, and it really doesn't matter which direction you go. You can see his growth is just about 1 inch right now, and people have a tendency when they're doing their show clips to make this longer and longer each time. Try not to do that, and you can do that. I'll show you how you can avoid getting longer and longer by how you cut in. And try not to cut too far in the forelock either. Okay. So I'm going to start out with the top, and I'm going to grab the hairs that I need, and I'm going to cut in. Okay? And I move that off. And then I'm going to turn my clippers, and I'm going to cut in from the back. I'm going to hold my edges. And that's going to make sure I don't make it bigger and bigger. And you don't have, once you get better at it, you don't have to do that. Okay, so then I'm just going to cut along and make sure it's just nice and clean. And you can see it's nice and smooth, that hair's gone. And I have room now, I can put my halter back up there, and it'll fit just like with my bridle. Now this horse I'm going to do his face next. Some people like to start with the face because they won't fuss as much. I'm going to put the halter around his neck in the cross tie. I know you can't do this with every horse. This horse is fine to do this with. That way I have full access to all the hair. So I'm just going to start with the muzzle. And there's 2 ways of cutting. You can cut down this way, or you can turn and you can cut up, up this way. Okay, I prefer to go flat along the edges because it's less choppy and it'll have less tendency to nick their skin when you're going along. So I'm just going to, like I cut in here, but then I smooth it out and I get all those little hairs. And you really have to look in the light, especially with like white on white, black on black, because it's hard to see all those little hairs everywhere. He just tickles him. Okay. I'll get his little chin. Go along his lips. Along his nose. Some horses will just sleep through this. He wants to be a little playful at the moment, but that's just his personality. Okay, and then I'm going to make sure that I adjust my clippers so it's farther back so I don't cut so close. And I'm going to come back here and I'm going to start coming forward with his chin. You'll see it better when I get on the other side. And I'm not trying to make him bald, I'm just trying to make sure he doesn't look like a billy goat. And it cleans him up. So I'll come on this side now and you'll be able to see. So I come along the chin and the cheek, all along his jawline. And inside the jaw you kind of have to angle it 2 different directions because it cuts in the middle. And you just make it nice and clean. And if you make a mistake or they move and you cut in, that's okay. The hair grows back. Okay. Alright, now with the eyes, some people don't like to mess with the eyes too much. Because of course with their eye, they see with their eye lashes when in the dark when they're putting their heads down and stuff. So I don't cut them super close, but I also protect their eyes. Yeah, I kind of close their eyes and I come up. This pony doesn't mind it. I come across the top. I leave some of the eyelashes. Well, just the little whiskers that are coming across the top of his eye and the bottom. Obviously, I'm not touching anything closer to that than that. So I go on the other side, and he doesn't mind this at all. And I'm just really, really careful. If you have a horse that's being bad, you need to be really careful not to poke his eye. Alright, so now I'm just going to go right to his ears. And I'm going to make it a little closer. This is where your size 30 blades come in handy. Now, a lot of horses don't like their ears. I start out by, a lot of times, I don't grab their ear because they don't like that. And I just gently go along the outsides. I might gently close it so it's not so loud. But then I also go along the inside of the ears. I start at the top. And I'm just very gentle. I'm not pushing hard. You can flip the ear out to get, and a lot of horses don't like that, so sometimes you just have to curve it in. And if you can't get all the inside of a horse's ears, that's okay. That's okay. Not every horse is going to be tolerant about this. Come here. Oh, it'd be better actually, I forgot to show you, to put his halter back on for this part. Because as you can see, I don't have any control with the halter around his neck. So I just put it right back up. Okay. And now we can have a little more control when we're doing the ears. We're almost done with this one. Let's see, it's looking pretty good. I know. They're kind of obnoxious today because my clippers for some reason are loud. I probably just need to clean them. Here. And I don't get all upset with them. I just do what I can. I just do the best I can. I give him a break, tell him he's a good boy. I'll go do the other ear real quick. You can see doing a show clip doesn't take any time at all with a horse that is tolerant to it. So now we're going to do his forelegs, and you want to make sure their legs are reasonably clean. Make sure the hair is not wet. And all I'm going to do, I'm going to make sure that my clipper blades are not cutting too close to the skin. And what you want to do is I get up under here to give them a clean leg look. I might come down the back side carefully in case they have wispies and stuff. And I'm going to go along the cornet band on all 4 legs. And that's it. So I start on the back. And I just go up, I sweep up, ever so gently. And then I make sure I'm way back because I might This one's got kind of some wispies, so I'm just going to gently come down to clean it up so it looks a little sharper. And then I'm going to watch your head in front of the knee. I know he'll stand, but you want to come across from the side because you don't want to completely shave off all his hair in the front. This helps keep it a nice line and it's kind of angled. Okay. That's all there is to that. So I'll just quickly go around and do all four. And this horse doesn't need a whole lot. He just has a little bit of growth. When you turn your clippers around, it cuts it really lightly. You just want to make sure you don't make it too choppy. And if your horse has a really long tail, you can always get it out of the way by simply tying it in a knot so you're not accidentally cutting their tail. Alright, and this horse is clipped up enough to go to horse show. Of course, he needs a bath next, and we'll show you the bath in the next video. Cleaned up the legs, gave him a bridle path. You can see we've cleaned up the ears, and we've cleaned up his muzzle. There's his ears. Got his muzzle clean. I could have done more here. I can, if you come back and see like little wispies on his face, you can come up and, carefully just go along so they're not sticking out so much. This horse had a little bit of growth. His eyes are cleaned up and his jawline. And that's all there is to doing a show clip.